Good evening. This is the Peru Parks Board meeting of November 13th, 2025, at 5 p.m. here in the council chambers. Megan is unable to attend this evening, and we are still down one member. Well, we do have three, and therefore one more than half, and have a quorum. So the meeting will go ahead. Please call the roll.
Paul?
Yes?
Ray, yes. Green?
Yes.
We have a copy of the minutes for October. Does anyone have any more corrections?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
We have a motion to accept the minutes as read. May we have a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Paul?
Yes?
Ray, yes. Green?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion accepted. Minutes passed unanimously. Announcements. Oh, no, you can just stand up. You'll be fine. As long as he can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll.
My name is Andrea, the city clerk treasurer. I just wanted to come before the Parks Board to share with you all that the mayor and myself made the decision to terminate the employment of the golf superintendent. This decision was made after careful consideration and reflects the direction we need to take to strengthen our operations and position of the golf course for long-term success. As part of this transition, we will also be restructuring our management and employee structure. Our goal is to improve efficiency, clarify responsibilities, and ensure that our team is aligned with the needs of the golf course and its members. Over the next several days, we will outline and update roles, reporting lines, and expectations. We understand that change like this can raise questions and concerns. We are committed to transparency and will provide the information and support needed throughout this process. After today's announcement, we will be available to address questions and discuss the next steps.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If anyone has any questions, please address them to Andrea or to City Hall.
Andrea, can I email you for contact information to be included if people have them?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Reports. Let's start with the clubhouse.
Okay. Well, it's mid-November now, so the golf season's pretty well winding down, so any play you get now is kind of a bonus. So, of course, there's still good weather, and we still have some play, and but the weather's going to decide that, temperatures, and when there's frost, there'll be no golf allowed to damage the golf course. So that's what's going to dictate whether there's golf or not.
Well, I suppose this weekend's going to be...
It's looking
very
good.
nice.
It's looking real good, yeah. Yeah, somebody called in for some tee times, and that's pretty special at this time of the year. So it's great. But I played golf a long time, so wintertime, as long as there's no snow and you can handle the cold, you can still play. So there's still some diehards out there. And this year, about the second week in October, so we established the rates for next year, memberships, and I posted them. I posted them at Pro Shop. I posted them on Facebook and also, and we're sending out emails, blast emails to people, members. So we're informing everybody that membership rates are out for 2026, and we're offering early bird memberships, which offers them a decent discount if they get their membership by December the 31st of 25. And
What is the discount?
I'm sorry.
What is the discount?
Well, there's a whole list of different memberships. I mean, there's like individual and there's couples and, you know, it's not just one membership that we have. I mean, there's a whole list is what so the prices are all kind of different.
So the discount is different for each of the different
Except
memberships?
the total amount is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be a $150 discount on one package or $50 on a single membership. So, you know, there's golf carts involved, both private and we rent municipal golf carts for the year. You know, people can use those as if, you know, so they can rent those for a fee for the whole year. So, yeah, there's different groups there. So, and so those memberships are available. And of course, wintertime, you know, it can get pretty nasty up there. But I plan to be up there as much as I can be. And so I'll be available to take memberships at any time. I put my number out there. I've made it public, and I will also. They can call me at any time. So, but I do plan on being up around there when the weather's halfway decent, or even being up there doing stuff. So, there's plenty of time for them to get a hold of somebody if they need to. So, and some improvements were made. Well, we had fire extinguishers put up the golf course. We had some outdated ones, so we ended up having like 9 fire extinguishers. We had 3 of them installed in the pro shop, updated, and we installed 2 fire extinguishers in each of the 3 cart barns that we have. And we never had those before, but we have them hanging at each door for safety. So we appreciate the fire department. I believe it's the retirement fund or some kind of fund that takes care of all those, but they took care of those for us. And we are, I think I mentioned in the last meeting, we've updated our credit card services. It used to be kind of a 2-step process, and there's a lot more chances of mistakes with the cash and the credit numbers, how they're input. Now it's a 1-step process on transactions where you put it in there, and it's almost for sure it's a credit card transaction or it's a cash. So it's easy, and the reports have been coming out much better and accurate. We don't have to look for mistakes. And also that's going to help quite a bit during our outings, which, you know, we are doing alcohol now, so we're trying to go out on the golf course with a beverage cart. So that includes that we send someone out and we're selling alcohol or beverages. Doesn't have to be alcohol. We hope to expand that maybe to snacks and all. So we were having to do that with the past system of just cash. It couldn't handle the credit card part of it. Now we can, so now we can take a credit card machine out there. We can have the transaction right on hand, so that's going to give us some big opportunities there. So we're looking forward to that. And we've already used that system, but it hasn't been, I mean, not the 1-step system, but we've been on the course, but it's been like cash only. It's worked out, but today's time, everybody, credit card, it's just so much easier, So and we've just started. We're starting to charge a 3% fee for card transactions to the customers, and we posted that so they're aware of it, and it's where they can see it. But I haven't heard one negative comment about that at all. Everybody understands that, and pretty much expects it. So
Convenience.
yeah. So and we've added 4 new security cameras around the pro shop and in the cart barn area. Of course, we have 3 cart barns. We have cart barn 1, 2, and 3. Cart barn 1 and 2 have had cameras in them. Cart barn 3, which is where we house 40 of our 50 golf carts in, we've had no cameras in there, so no security. But there are 2 cameras in there now, so we're all cameraed up, and all cart barns are under surveillance with cameras in each cart barn. We relocated some in 1 and 2 so we can get a better shot of whatever. So we've just cleaned it up. And of course, we've had a couple incidents where there's golf cart damages and that. So our cameras that the security cameras have proven to be very beneficial. They've been helpful in, clearing up some, where the damage, who did the damage, and where we go from there. So they've been a plus. Not really much importance to water heaters, but it is to me up there at the pro shop. Let me tell you, we finally got hot water in the locker room area. So we got an old water heater that's been there. I don't know how much has been used, but we got it refurbished and repaired, and it's used. It's usable now. So we got hot water in the locker rooms and the restrooms, and the hot water heater that we had in the pro shop. I mean, when you use that, because we had well water and it all sulfured up or whatever the smell, and you didn't want to turn it on unless everybody was gone. So, but it's nice, and with the city water and all, so kind of like getting modernized, it feels like. but it's great. And I mentioned that we started in the beginning of the year from a member's idea. They were talking about pavilion bricks. They wanted some engravement. They would like to have that. So we started that process, and we ended up having 22 people sign up for that. And Caldwell Monuments doing the on-site engravements on the bricks. It's on-site, and everything's been done. I've signed off with them, so they're prepared to do it. It's just a matter of when they get here. And they reassured me that it was going to be this year. So I have some members looking forward to having that done. So, and hopefully that project will be done. And as for that, I'm continually, my mind's forward on 2026. I'm thinking about advertisements and how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do. So I get a little bit of earlier start than I did last year. So hopefully it'll be just as good as it was last year. And I'm looking forward to 2026.
Well, I think I can safely say on behalf of the Parks Board, we think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
All the things that have been fixed, added, refurbished, painted, and generally updated. Thank you very much.
And with that being said, I can give you a list of everything, of what's been accomplished or whatever. And yeah, it may be on my clock or whatever, or my time, but it's just like anything. I've had great cooperation from every department in the city of Peru, outside people. So when it's been done, yeah, it's not actually me physically doing it. But it's a big team. So everybody's been helpful, and it's been great. So it's taken a whole team to get everything done. We moved in a good direction.
Roll on next year.
Thank you.
All right. Golf course.
Since last meeting, we finished the drainage between 1 and 2. This fairway's been sodded, the valley's been hydro-seeded. That's all taken care of. We started drainage on hole number 8. We're probably 20% through that one. We removed an old gravel path and irrigation controller that was left of 2 green and regraded and seeded that area. Did some regrading and seeding where the main line went through on hole 10, and there was a large area right of the green that had no grass underneath the trees, so we reseeded that area as well. We have started work on 11 Green Complex. Basically that back half of the green, the collar, probably 30% of that area didn't make it through the summer, so we're going to do some work on that this winter and finish it up in the spring. We started cleaning and organizing the shop up there. I've been doing some tree work. On hole 3, there was a big oak tree that fell. We've about got that cleaned up. We've also finished building a nursery green and grew it in beside the shop, so next year we'll have an area to take plugs from if, like, say, a cup dies, or if we have a little spot in the green get burned up or something, we'll have an area to take plugs from to repair that. For the remainder of the season and into next year, we're going to continue the drainage on hole 8, continue working on the green complex of 11. The cart path from 3T to 3 fairway is very narrow, and we need to put some sort of railing up there, but currently, after looking at it, it's not even wide enough right now to even pave it eventually. So we're gonna end up widening that path, put railings up, so that'll be another project we work on. Hopefully get that done this winter is the goal.
Now, I know that we have money in a cart path fund.
Yes.
Is that money you can tap into for this type of thing, or is
When
that
we
to do
eventually-
other things?
When we eventually pave it, yes. This is gonna be dirt work and putting railing up, and then potentially we might utilize that in the spring when we go to pave it.
Okay.
Are the
That's-
rails now, are there oh my gosh. Rails currently, or you're just adding it?
There was an old plastic fence that was going along both sides of that was kind of decrepit that they took down last year. And so we need to get something up there from a safety standpoint because it drops off pretty hard on both sides. So that's one thing we need to really get taken care of this winter from a safety standpoint.
Right.
Continue general shop cleanup and organization up there. Needs a lot of work. Also, we're going to get into and clean out that old brick building left of hole three. It needs some floor joist fixed, some old termite damage. Right now, we can't take anything heavy in there in the front entry because the very front entry where you enter the upstairs of it, that's where there's basically 3 floor joists that are missing. So we're gonna get in there, work on that, and be able to better utilize that building for storage and whatnot. We've been working on and are going to continue working on T construction that was previously started. There is a lot of tree work that needs to be done out there, several dead trees, some that are already down, some that need to come down. We're gonna do our general equipment maintenance this winter, grinding reels, oil changes, all that good stuff. There is a old driveway behind 9 Green that we're gonna try to get out this winter and get that all regraded, cleaned up. And in that process, we'll probably get the wiring installed to the sign out front, get some lights on that. We have late fall fertilization coming up and stone wall application on greens to take care of. And in the spring, we're gonna be doing a lot of seeding and sodding and finishing up some of these projects that we started this fall. So we'll be very busy in the spring.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions for Cliff? Seems a lot of work. Parks.
Since last meeting, we have the restrooms closed down and winterized for the season. Again, splash pad punch list is still ongoing. Mowing is finished for the season, so now we're just blowing leaves. I believe, cut down my last dead tree today, down at Lower Park. With the poor weather we've had, we finally got into the shop to do some cleanup and cleaning out of trucks and things we haven't been able to get to since we've had good weather.
How many dead trees do you think you've taken down?
Oh, since I got here,
Thousands.
not thousands. Well over 100 for sure. Most of them were dead ash trees.
Well,
That's 90% of it was dead ash trees. We finished the drainage on Park Drive, graded and seeded that area that was the area where we connected the city water line going to the clubhouse. I've been working on pricing we have money for some equipment this year, so I've been working on pricing that out for purchase. For the remainder of the season, we're going to remove the elephant from the splash pad for the winter so it doesn't get damaged.
oh, does he come off? Why I'm saying he, I don't know, but,
It's bolted down, we're gonna bolt it down, unhook the plumbing, and whatever plumbing's there, basically cap it for the winter. So that way we don't get any damage or vandalism. Also, the parks, we have our winter equipment maintenance to do as well. We are getting benches dropped off for the Rotary Park tomorrow and we will be installing those at some point. That's for the master gardener side. They've got their concrete work done over there now, and we're going to install the benches for them at some point this
Are they the plastic type that we've had elsewhere?
They got the exact same ones
Good.
that we have throughout the parks.
Good.
Do you think you're gonna get them before spring,
Yeah, it's
like installed?
basically, it's just going up there and drilling 4 holes and tack on them to the concrete. It's,
Oh, yeah.
the ones we've been putting in are ones we concrete in the ground. These are gonna be bolted down, so they'll be super easy.
Sure.
Still have to finish up the concession stand plumbing cabinets.
That
will
seems
get
to
done
be
this winter, I
the-
promise.
The millstone round your neck.
On November 18th, oh, I forgot about something back to golf. On the 17th, the irrigation architect is coming up. We're gonna run through the system, kind of go through the punch list, make sure everything's good to go, and they're gonna do the blowout for the irrigation system on the 17th and 18th
For the year?
for the year, yes. Same thing as the splash pad.
Right.
They do the initial blowout for us, and they will also do the initial spring startup for us as well. Back to parks. I have a meeting on November 18th with the Upper Wabash Valley Invasive Network. It's a 3-county organization, including Miami, Wabash, and Huntington counties. The Isaac Walton was the Miami County site for the past 3 years, and Riverwalk will be the site for the next 3 years. That meeting will kind of iron out some details. It's a 3-year commitment where they're involved, so we get some of their volunteers and workers, we use some of our employees as well, and also solicit community volunteers from the town. So my goal is eventually to be able to see the river from Riverwalk throughout the whole thing. And right now, it's basically honeysuckle and autumn olive that have blocked.
What did you say that last one was?
Autumn olive,
Autumn olive?
yes.
Oh,
They're both invasive species, and that's basically what's blocking the view of the river throughout the entire Riverwalk. So hopefully that will go well. Working on some plans potentially for some new playground equipment at West City behind the softball fields. Andrew has been spearheading that for us. Also, Matthew's been working on new entry signs for the golf course and the parks that look like the original arches that were there back in the day. So hopefully he'll get those done this winter, and we can install those either late winter or early spring. He's working with Brian's team and someone else, McQuanqua Schools, to get that project. So that'll be nice. That'll be, kind of get to the old original entryway arches at the golf course and the parks.
and that will tie in with the 100 years for the golf course, hopefully. They'll be there.
Yeah, that would be nice to have those done for that as well, yes.
Okay.
And that's all I have for parks.
Gosh. Does anyone have any other questions for Cliff regarding the parks and his work?
Is the invasive species thing, are those projects already lined out, or is the meeting like everybody gets together and basically says this is
We
what I
don't
want?
have any dates. There'll be 3, what they call weed wrangles throughout the year, each year for the next 3 years. So they schedule them. There's a educational portion of it in the beginning, and then the volunteers and the people in this group will basically work on that for that day. So they do it 3 days a year for the next 3 years.
Do they do both sides of the river?
No, we're going to do Riverwalk
You're just
side.
not gonna do the
And we're
Riverwalk
going to
side.
concentrate initially on that stretch behind West City where we've been working on landscaping there by the boat ramp, that stretch that cuts through the woods, down to the Rotary Park, we're gonna try to get that area done first and then continue on down Riverwalk. Basically, get as much done as we can over the next 3 years.
Because I suppose once it's done, it's far easier to keep it.
What's that?
Once it's done, it's far easier to keep it down.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. You're doing a great job too. Thank you very much. The parks look terrific. I've had lots of comments,
Good.
but no more green paint. Okay. Old business, the pickleball tournament. I did check with Barb that the tournament is, excuse me, Friday and Saturday, and she would like to lock everything up on the Friday. Saturday, they will clean out and it will be ready for public use again on the Sunday, as we had done the previous year. Anyone have any questions on that?
That's, what are the dates?
Gone. No idea.
Okay. That's all right.
Do you remember?
I can't.
Thought I have them somewhere.
That's,
Whenever it was.
I want to say it's like June 17th.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
For some reason, I want to
That's
say
all right.
11th, but I could be wrong.
I think it's the 13th, the 12th, the 13th.
Okay.
Kind of in the middle there.
All right. That was all business. New business. Cliff was contacted by Angela Kinsey.
Amber Kinsey.
Amber. This says Angela here. I'm not quite sure why. Amber Kinsey, regarding an organisation called Impact Melanoma. If you would like to please speak.
So I can show you some slides. Okay. Yeah, thank you for letting me speak. I'm Amber Kinsey, lifelong Miami County resident. I've lived in Peru the last 22 years. And I lost my father in April to melanoma. So in that grief, I've done a lot of research, and now I'm kind of on a mission for awareness. And I thought about, there's a beautiful opportunity for the Parks Department and the city to potentially save some lives here with the wonderful splash park that we have. So just some quick facts about melanoma. I don't know if you knew this, but 1 person dies in the US every hour from melanoma. And it's the deadliest form of skin cancer, and it's the 2nd highest cancer among 15 to 29-year-olds. And if you've had more than 5 sunburns, that doubles your chance of having a malignant melanoma. So using sunscreen SPF 30 or higher reduces, your chances of sunburn by 50%. So it's scary, scary stuff. And I came across this organization, Impact Melanoma. That foundation's been around for 25 years, and they have a Practice Safe Skin program that dispenses, they have this free sunscreen dispenser option. And so I thought about if the Parks Department and the city would approve this, if I could work with some business sponsorships to raise money to get one of these installed, at least at the splash pad, if not other locations too. And this isn't really a pilot program. Impact Melanoma has 11,000 dispensers across the US right now. And they have some case studies in Vermont. They installed 18 of them in all the state parks and 8 places in municipal locations. And it's been very well received. And it's kind of just like a soap dispenser. You place your hands under it, it's battery operated, and there's about 500 applications out of one of these dispensers. And then they kind of estimate that, you change it maybe once a season if it didn't run out, and it comes with, there's a program, they give you a key, and you can request a replacement of sunscreen. It has a shelf life of about every 2.5 years. but you may, change it every summer when it runs out. So if it would get approved, I wanted to know if I could move forward with seeking some business sponsorships, because it's between $600 to $800 for each dispenser if you do like a large or a small sponsorship board. And then there's also an opportunity that they can do a neoprene sleeve with a sponsorship, but there's signage. Yeah.
Can you take it down in the winter?
Yes, it is portable. They've had some states that, move these to farmers markets. I'm not sure if our farmers market is big enough, for the hassle of that yet, but I was thinking, this would be just a beautiful seasonal thing to put at the splash pad, or wherever else that you think is a high traffic area. I'm not sure about vandalism, what we've had so far. So they do recommend that I would at least start with 2 dispensers, just to keep one in storage in case something got broke, just to have a backup. And then we would contact Impact Melanoma, and they would send the sunscreen bag refill, and it's just an easy key that you unlock and change it, just like a soap dispenser. So pretty easy. I kind of asked what the lifespan, and they told me, there's a 3-month warranty on the dispenser, but they said, if you don't have vandalism problems, they have states that they're still operating, 5 years later. So I just think, that's a great opportunity that we can reach families and,
Do you know if there is one anywhere around here, close?
No, because they didn't know where Peru, Indiana was at first. But I could reach out and get some more examples. I don't know that there's any right around Indiana that we could easily drive by and see, but I did bring some copies of the picture of what Vermont was using.
Thank you.
Yeah, so.
So it's 600 to 800 per dispenser per year?
No,
Or is
just
that like a
for the
one-time?
dispenser, the sunscreen refills are only $77. And so my hope was that I could reach out to maybe, Duke's Hospital or Parkview Foundation, or, just the local businesses, to see if we could get business sponsors to sustain this. And I would be happy to go by. I walk the Riverwalk all the time, so I'd be happy to check on it just to make sure it's there, not broken. Nobody's no kids have emptied the whole thing out.
We have a man for that.
Well, I didn't know if there were, I didn't know if there were cameras on that area.
There are.
I'm not trying to make more work for the Parks Department. They did suggest that, if vandalism was a problem, some states have put the dispensers in the bathrooms near soap dispensers. I don't know if there would be confusion on that, but.
Well, like I said in the emails, there are several places throughout the parks that I think they would be well fitted.
Yeah.
Splash pad being one, especially right there with Miami's Fork being right next to it. West City Park would be another good location, but we can definitely work that out if they're good with it.
I'll just say, I was
I
in
like it.
Holiday World.
Oh, yeah.
And they have them all over.
Oh, they do?
I don't know if it's Impact Melanoma, but it's just like this, and they're very well used, especially at their not splash park, but their water park.
Yeah, and even just the awareness of seeing that, of oh, yes, I need to remind, if they brought their own sunscreen, that might just be a visual reminder to put it on, so. But I just think, if we can keep kids from having sunburns, under 5, hopefully, so they don't double their risk of future melanoma cancer.
Well, personally, I think that's a great idea. I'm foreign and I have very fair Scottish skin.
Yeah.
And, I just have to look at the sun, and
Yeah.
I didn't wear a hat and sunscreen. Yeah.
I have a question on the, you said 30, what do you call that, the tower of it?
Yeah, the SPF 30.
Okay, so is that what it's going to be, or
Yeah.
how's that decided?
I believe they use SPF 30 sport sunscreen, which is water resistant, reef friendly. UVA, UVB protection is what they provide.
Because we're mentioning the splash pad and everything, and I just know from younger kids, like grandkids and everything,
Yeah.
that 30 sometimes.
I thought 50 was the
Isn't
new
enough.
standard.
I could ask. I know on their, the information that I've had a couple meetings, Zoom, just
Right.
reaching out to them, and on their flyers that they've given me, it
Sure.
said SPF 30 sports sunscreen. But I'd be happy to ask, if we had another option.
But I'm just bringing that up.
Yeah,
because, I mean, 30, I don't know if it's enough for
Sure.
younger
Sure.
children, and it's probably going to be a lot younger.
Yes.
I mean, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
Now, is this for adults and children?
Yes. Yeah. It would just be a, free dispenser for anybody in the public
So
to
whatever you
use.
put in the dispenser will only be that?
Yeah.
Maybe a 30 or?
Yeah, we would, whatever bag's in there, they say there's about 500 uses. You just stick your hand under and it would just dispense it.
I think it's a great idea. I just think that's something like something. wrong with
Yeah.
it, so.
Andrea, and then I think Brandy also has a question, but we'll start in the front.
I just know my dad's skin cancer doctor said anything over 30 is basically the same.
Oh,
is
okay.
What his skin doctor told him, so
You don't gain a lot over
you don't
30.
gain
Okay.
anything.
I
don't
think
know if that's
anything's
what you
better
were
than
gonna say,
nothing.
but-
No, but it's on your line. So, in my personal experience, and my doctor, SPF is a mathematical calculation of how long the application is anticipated to last. It is not that it is more powerful, it is
Right.
how often you need to reapply it.
Right.
So, even though, they want to say 30, at the splash pad going higher might be a little more beneficial because you're not pulling those kids out of the water
Sure.
every 30 minutes for sunblock.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'd be happy to ask if there's a higher.
Well, I think
I
this
think
would
it's-
be a great idea.
I do too.
Um,
And if she can get them funded, I think one at the
Well, I
splash
think
pad.
that the likelihood of,
Even one
as
at
you
the
said,
golf course.
hospitals and places wanted to fund something like that would be a real good place to start.
I would I want to make sure this is sustainable, so it's not, we put it up and then we're out of money.
Right.
I don't think it would be too hard to have $77 every
Well, I'm just
summer.
wondering, is that something that we could
I'm gonna
eventually
donate.
cover?
I'm like, I'll pay for it,
If it's only $77, I'm sure we could work that into the budget.
Yeah. Remember, we're not having any more green paint, so we might be able.
Oh. Yeah.
You may wonder about this.
I'm
We're
sure
not
there's a
having-
story behind
There
this.
is. There's no more green paint. Everything has been green. And Carson and I decided, no more green paint.
Yellow. We're
Yellow,
going yellow.
yellow.
And
Caution curtain.
So is the goal, I guess, just to rate, you said start with 2, so we're looking for, I'll cut it in the middle at $1,400 to just get 2 for the splash
Yeah.
pad and then see where we go from there?
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what kind of grants or
One,
funding I would
and
get
then
from
one-
these foundations or businesses
one
that I
in
reach out
reserve
to.
in case that one-
And, if I got lots of donations, then great, purchase more. But I just thought it was kind of dear to my heart to at least have one there, splash pad.
I agree. So we break for winter, we come back in February. I would love if by then, like even if you just shoot Cliff an email or something and let us know, like if you've reached that, if you haven't, because I definitely think it's something I want to see next
Would you
year.
like to make a motion to go ahead?
Well, yeah, I'll make a motion.
And
I don't, did we need one?
Well, then this makes it official, if we say that.
To just allow her to go for it.
Proceed?
I make a motion that we approve Amber's proceeding in raising funds for the Impact Melanoma sunscreen in the parks.
I'll second the motion. Call the roll.
Paul,
Yes?
Ray, yes. Green.
Yes.
Please go ahead. You have our,
Thank you. And I'm not gonna lie, I internally gasped a little bit at the thought of no trees along the Riverwalk, because I thought, oh, there's all the shade.
no,
Like,
it's
the
not
sun-
no trees. It's the underbrush.
Okay.
If you look at, if
Underbrush.
you're looking towards the river,
Uh-huh.
all the trees will stay. It's
Yeah.
all that stuff underneath that's about, 0 to 10 feet high.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking to get rid of.
Yeah.
Not the
So the
trees.
shade will still be there.
Yeah. I'm a sun lover, but now I just look at everything differently after learning about melanoma.
Well, thank you for finding this. This is really interesting. Comments? Would you care to say anything?
Me?
Yes?
Oh,
You're here.
I can. You want me to come up here?
Sure. This is Cheryl Broyles. She is the director of the Northern Indiana Community Foundation.
So the reason that I came tonight, and I've been to a couple other one of these, but I just wanted to get a better understanding of the park's needs here in the city and maybe some priorities. So what I thought, instead of like me asking 10 questions, and you said you're breaking for the winter?
Yes.
So this would be for 2026 anyway. So if I could send an email to, I don't know, all 5 of you maybe, or whoever the other 2 are too, with just some questions, and then you could email me back, and then we can look next year at some places that we may be able to help.
Well, I know one straight off. The mayor has allocated some monies for the start of replacement bathrooms in many of the parks, and this is going to be a horrendous expense. That is one place where money would be gratefully received.
And you think that's a priority then?
It's going to be they're in pretty bad state in many
Okay.
of them.
How
Some of
many
them-
restrooms are you looking at? Have you gotten any prices or anything yet?
Cliff?
We've had some estimates, but I believe they're a little on the high side. But
Yeah.
basically, McQuantaquah Park especially is our oldest park, and the golf course is celebrating its 100th year next year, and then the park was also built at the same time, so it's 100 years old as well. And some of those facilities are older than me for sure, and non-ADA compliant. They're old, basically. They're not ADA compliant. They're just old, rundown restrooms that need replaced. So it's been on the list of things that needed to be done I've been here 6 years, and
Yeah.
it's been on the list for 6 years, and we're hoping to get something going, at least on a few of them next year.
Okay.
And the more funding we can get, the better off we'll be.
Okay.
It's just very expensive.
I'm sure.
bill.
Do you have the plans already drawn up for the restrooms, and are they going to be block or?
We don't have plans drawn up yet, but I'm assuming the plan will be block and very similar to Miami's Fort restroom.
Okay. I know a guy, just in case. Putting a plug in there but yeah, maybe we can work together and get something. So I can take that back to my group at the Community Foundation, and if we get some prices together, we can see what we can do next year.
One of the other things that the mayor has asked about is he's been exploring how to add outdoor fitness areas, and he is still in the process, I believe, in talking with the companies who do this type of work. And again, expensive. The parks have been the recipient of many grants and monies this past year in getting the irrigation system put into the golf course and new equipment, and we are extremely grateful for that money that has been spent to improve the parks. And it was well needed, but we do understand there are other needs for the city. But bathrooms are important, and we are grateful that the mayor has added some monies into the budget for next year.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for sharing, and then, like I said, I'll take this back and we'll see what we can do.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
so
guys.
much. Does anyone else have any other comments? No. This is the last meeting of the year. We will have our next meeting February 12th, again here at 5 p.m., 2026. If we have now completed our agenda. It is 5:45 and we are adjourned.